you know, like I say, photographs are, you know, camera is kind of like a time machine in a funny way. You know, it does capture things of the past, doesn't it? You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know. But you know, talking about energy, we're trying to
Yeah.
in this show, you know,
Mm.
and the sun gives you energy, doesn't it?
Oh, for sure. The sun is electromagnetic energy. Yeah.
You know? I think like every plant growing a leaf is trying to, and flower, you know, trying to get as much energy from that sun as possible every day. You know, and we're kind of flowers, aren't we?
Kind of.
You know, walking flowers, walking
But
trees.
the sunshine is good for us too. The sunlight is good for us too. Just like it's good for the plants and the flowers and nature and everything else. It's good for us too.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I mean, like a flower, for instance, you know, like if it was sort of growing in the garden, for instance, it wouldn't be so happy if the sun never come out, would it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It wouldn't. Don't think it'd flower.
Yeah.
Anyway, you know.
Yeah.
And people, they're kind of a bit the same, you know. Like when it's a bad day, they get a bit unhappier, I think, you know.
Yeah.
And when the sun comes out, they get, you know, they can go out a bit more, you know, and enjoy life a bit more, I suppose, you know.
Yeah.
You know, you can't really enjoy life so much when it's, you know, like hail coming down, can you? You know, when you're on the beach, you know.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, it is kind of, you know, but like me, if it is if it's raining out there, I accept it.
Yeah.
You know, and you got, you know, and like I say, sort of like some people are begging for rain, you know, and you know they're not had a rain for quite a long time.
Yeah.
But then you get other people like I hear in this country, you know, they moan about the rain, you know.
Yeah.
It makes me laugh, you know.
They forget too sometimes that the rain is essential for crops and farm, you know, for the farmers and all sorts of shit, you know.
Well, everything really, isn't it? You know,
everything,
like
you know.
water is I think
water is the, you know.
water is number one, isn't it? You know, like
water is the elixir of life, you know.
You know, I think you know water itself is some kind of energy.
Well, it's the elements, isn't
Yeah.
it? You've got the sun,
Yeah.
you've got the water, you know.
You know, water, and it, you know, beautiful, isn't it? Incredible, you know, and you can have so many different patterns as well to it, you know, on different day, you know, like on a still day, you know, a pond would be completely still, you know. I mean, I used to live in Canary Wharf, yeah, on this boat, which I might have spoken about before, you know, and I noticed every day I woke up the water was different. You know, it depended what wind it was, or you know which way the wind was blowing. You know, sometimes it could be quite violent.
Yeah.
You know, I noticed. Do you know what I mean? So I think one time I was living there. You know, it was in the winter time. There was a bit of a storm. You know, and I was thinking about leaving. You know, do you know what I mean?
Right.
You know, but it's
So
interesting.
I'm off.
You know,
Right.
water is very interesting stuff when you think about it. You know, it might be another subject to talk about one day, whatever. You know, but it is interesting stuff. You know, and I think you know it should be more valuable than gold. You know.
Well, it is in all actuality.
Well, it is in
We can survive.
reality.
We can survive without gold.
That's right. We could. You know,
Can't
like,
survive without water.
That's right. You know, like if you took if you built a rocket, say, and put all the gold on it and sent all the gold to the moon,
Yeah.
we'd still survive.
Yeah.
We'd actually sort of say, all right, let's make silver number one.
Yeah. Well, silver would become number one then, wouldn't it?
Well, maybe platinum would actually. You know,
Or
I think
like, yeah.
platinum's more than gold, isn't it? Apparently, I think.
But I think it was at one point, but not anymore. I don't think. I think gold is still. You know,
I think even metals themselves very interesting to talk about.
and
you
the,
know,
the value associated with metals.
Well, people put value on metals, don't they? Value on them, you know. But like metals themselves, they've got different energies in them, and they actually store energy. You know, like if you touch gold, or you got a gold necklace on it, it absorbs your energy.
Yeah.
It warm up. That's why energy, you know, like it gets hotter than yourself. It can do anyway, you know. Especially if sun's beaming on metal, like say you had a gold necklace on, that necklace would start getting really hot.
Yeah.
You know, it's got a different temperature. You know, and metals, all different metals have got different temperatures.
Yeah.
You know, and it's quite interesting. I can't remember what metal it is. You know, I have to learn more about it in the future, yeah. But there's a certain metal, because metals have got different you know, like if you put a magnet on it, some metals would have a strong force with that magnet or something, you know. But there's one metal that won't become a magnet until it's below zero. And the more frozen it becomes, the more magnet power it becomes.
Yeah.
If you're with me.
Yeah.
You know, now interesting is all that in a kind of way, you know. And it, you know, I am kind of talking about energy in a kind of way here, because metals have got in
conductors.
Well, that's how we've kind of, you know, man has managed to invent memory cards and things like this, where, you know, you get little cards like this can store information on it, yeah. You know, and it's all to do with metal and all this, you know, like I say, man has actually learned how to control every electric atom in a funny way, you know, sort of like they can control it where they can make small amounts of electric coming through a wire or a lot, and all this sort of stuff, you know. But they learn how to control it in such a way they can make robots and things, you know, and all kinds of things, you know. I mean, basically, electric started with the electric motor, basically. That's where it began, you know. And you think about the electric motor, how many different things the electric motor can do, you know. And then the light bulb, you know. Which, as I say, it, you know, like the invention of the light bulb has enabled man to work 24/7.
Oh, of course, yeah.
You know, they can work at night.
Yeah.
I mean, they used to a little bit during, you know, in the olden days with candles, yeah. You know, but candles back then were expensive, you know. And not many people could afford them in a funny way, you know. And candles, I mean, they're cheap today, you know, but back then they were quite expensive, you know. So if you were rich enough, like back in those days, you know, say in the 18th century, you know, you were rich enough to have candles, you were lucky, you know. You know, and the poor people didn't have any light, you know, to work. They just had the sunlight to. I mean, it's like if you went to the woods, all right, and you got lost, all right, you'd only have the daylight to hope that you can get home in a kind of way, you know. But once it gets dark, you get stuck, you know, get stuck completely, you know. You have to make a bed somewhere and just wait for it to get light again in a kind of way, you know.
Yeah.
So, you know, we don't realise how much light is important to us, you know. We kind of take it for granted, you know, because we've got electric today.
Yeah.
You know, and we've got this lighting we can just switch on and off, you know, and we ain't got the candles anymore, you know, like we used to have. You know.
Yeah, it's true.
So I think it, you know, like, because people could afford to have light, you know, electric, you know, when electric first come in, not everybody could afford to have it, you know, same as TVs and that, you know. But when it first, you know, when people who could afford to have electric, which nowadays most people can, but now it's going up again, isn't it, in price?
It's gone up. It's gone up astronomically. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's all to do with energy, funny enough, you know, because.
Well, BP, one of these large energy companies, has just come out and said that they've made $6 billion in profit. And to me, it's just like, how dare you come out and say that right now? To me, that's like to me, that's like disgusting. It's like, how dare you come out and announce right now at this very moment, where everyone's crying out because of the energy prices, you know? Right now, people's energy prices in the summer are what they would usually be during the winter.
Yeah, I know.
Right now. So imagine, people don't know what's going to happen when it comes to winter time.
I know,
you know?
especially the old
Because if
people,
the energy prices are what they are right now, you know, God, you know, who knows what it's going to be when it comes to winter time, you know? So
yeah, it's the old people, isn't it, that you got to worry about, really.
It's, you know, these people, and talking about they made $6 billion in profit. It's like, you know, and it's what, so since you made $6 billion in profit, why can't you reduce the energy bills? You know. Why do people have to pay so much for the electric for the for the energy? You know.
What they can do with their profits?
Who knows? Give it to their shareholders, and CEOs and chair people, and they're all going to get a nice big paycheck. You know.
But you know, like talking about, you know, I was talking about metals just now, whatever, but talking about money with energy. You know, money is energy in a funny way. You know, like if you got a lot of it, yeah, you can get everyone else to do your work with.
Sure.
You can pay everyone else to do your windows, clean your oven, go and do this. I've got lots of money, you know what I mean? I'll give you a tip as well. Do you know what I mean? Money is energy. You know, it's power, you know, it's energy, you know, and if you've got a lot of it, yeah, you can really use your energy, do you know what I mean? You know?
Money's currency.
It gives you energy,
It's
you know?
currency. It's currency.
You know,
and the word current comes from, currency comes from current, like we were talking about last time as well. You know, that word currency comes from the word current, and current is also another word for electricity.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. Everything has energy. It depends on what energy you attribute to that thing. If that makes sense.
But like, if you want a car, for instance, yeah, you gotta pay for fuel to give it energy, basically.
Yeah.
Right. So basically, you got to earn money somewhere to get that fuel.
Yeah.
You know. And you know, you're going around with your lights on, whatever, you know, with your car, you know, during the night, whatever, yeah.
Right.
It's all energy. That car needs energy, and you got to pay for that energy in a kind of way, yeah.
Yeah.
And you got to work hard somewhere to get paid for your actual car, you know. You know, personally, I ain't got a car, you know, and I ain't got to pay for that. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
You know, so all that energy goes to me.
Right.
You know, I don't have to pay for petrol. You know, to be honest, I've never spent a penny on petrol in my life.
Right.
Not one penny.
Right. Right.
That's, you know, so, you know, to me, I've saved a lot of money.
Right.
In a kind of way, you know, not.
Well, I spent money on petrol, but indirectly, not for myself. I don't drive, but my wife. We got a car, obviously, you know, and my wife drives, you know. So I give her petrol money sometimes if she needs it or whatever.
Now people need cars today. Do you know what I mean? It's one of the world we're living in. You know. It's
good. It's good to have a car when you've got kids. You know, you're trying to get around. Because public transport sometimes when you've got kids, especially when they're very young, it's not easy. You know. They don't really want to be on the train really with a young infant child crying, and you know it's not easy. You know, there's people that have to do it. You know, there's plenty of people that have to do it, but if you can, if you're lucky enough to, get yourself into a position where you can, you can get a decent car and, get yourself insured, I think it can be handy for families and shit, Yeah. And we do need them too at the end of the day, because we rely on all these lorries and stuff to transport all our food, all the supermarkets that we go into, every day they get big lorries coming to supply their stores every morning, 2-3 lorries coming in and out, bringing produce, food and, so.
Like I say, the world we're living in today is a lot easier than it was.
Oh, for sure, yeah. We live in a world today where we've got to a point as humankind, which I think to a point where which is very good, where we've tried to make life as easy as possible for us as human beings.
Wow.
With the use of technology, We've created dishwashers, we've created washing machines, we've created dryers, we've created all sorts of different things. Cars, we've created all sorts of different things to try to make our lives easier or more convenient, if you see what I mean. So, like you're talking about
dishwashers.
but I'm just saying, there's people today, instead of I still wash my dishes quite well. I don't have a dishwasher personally, because that's not the way my kitchen's set up. But a lot of people, it saves them time and work too. Rinsing it quickly and putting it in the dishwasher. They don't have to do any work. They just have to take it out, put it in the cupboard once it's dried off. If you see what I mean. So we've created things to try to make our lives easier in a sense.
Sometimes it doesn't though, does it? Like for instance, I know that we've been speaking about microwave ovens, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right, which is a very good invention, whatever, but to me, I'd I did have a microwave, yeah, but I decided that it's making my life harder. You know what I mean? In a funny way, you know, because I've got to wash it out now and again, whatever, you know. And now, you know, now I've got rid of it. You know, I've learned I didn't need one in the first place.
Well, I got rid of
anyway.
I got rid of mine too for not only that reason, but I said to my wife, all this bloody radiation from this microwave. I said, let's get rid of this shit.
That's
I
right.
said to her, we already know.
What dangers are they doing?
It emits a lot of radiation and stuff, you know, all sorts of shit. Let's just get rid of the shit. You know, if you need to heat our food, even if you buy a microwave meal once in a blue moon, instead of you don't need to put it in a microwave. You just open it up and put it in a pan and cook it up, heat it up. You know, heat it up on the surface top. You know, put it on number 3 and leave it for 5-10 minutes, and when you come back, it's it's good to go. It's like it's been in the microwave, but you heated it up in a pan. You see what I mean? There's no difference. You know.
I remember having a microwave and turn it off.
Yeah.
Getting my cup of tea out, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's nice red hot, whatever.
More than
but I was just wondering if my hand was getting, you know, like zapped.
Yeah.
You know, by radiation. You know, when I was putting my hand in there or whatever. You know.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a bit.
Yeah.
You know.
So I got rid of the bloody thing, mate.
Well, are they dangerous? That's the question, isn't it?
Well, there's a lot of like conflicting scientific information in regards to microwaves. Are they safe? Are they not? To me, at the time, my way of thinking, and because it is, you know, like they said, even if you get a problem with your microwave and you don't even know, you could get radiation in your food, potentially. If there's something wrong with your microwave and you don't acknowledge it straight away, and there's somehow that something's broken in your microwave or something's become punctured in the wrong place where it's not, you know, for some whatever reason or malfunction, you don't reason, there is a potential there that you could get radiation in your food. So I just said to my wife, should we get rid of it? And she said, yeah. She looked at me and she said, why not? Let's get rid of it. You know?
Go back in time.
And like you said, it's one less thing to clean out, one less thing to worry about, one less, you know.
I must admit, I do like my washing machine.
The only thing that I used to like the microwave for was for that popcorn that they used to sell back in the day. You don't really see it so much today now in the shops. You used to buy that microwave popcorn.
Oh yeah.
Like that really nice buttery, lovely type popcorn that you could pop it in, you put the thing in the microwave, put it on for like a minute and a half, and when you come back the whole bag's full of like lovely buttery popcorn, you know.
No, I didn't do that.
And that was the only thing the bloody microwave was good for, was those microwave popcorns that I used to get back in the day. Apart from that, nah.
Do they do them anymore?
They do, but I don't see them in like the supermarkets and shit like I used to back in the day. Because I think there was like some, I don't know what happened, but there must have been some reason they, you know.
Yeah. I don't even know if popcorn's good for you or not, but...
Who knows? Well, not really, because they say too much corn's not supposed to be good for you. It's not supposed to be good for you.
I don't know.
And that's what it is. It's corn, isn't it? It's corn. Just pop corn. So it's not, you know, too much corn. They say it's not too good for you.
That's really corny.
Yeah.
But, you know, like talking about energy again, you know.
Yeah.
How money is energy, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, it is really.
Yeah.
You know, and like the more you earn, really, the easier your life will be, really, isn't it? You know, you can. It's easier to pay for your electric bills or whatever, you know. And
yeah.
I'll say, if you know, we're talking about financial freedom earlier on, you know, if you can get financially free, you can put your feet up in a kind of way, you know. Like, if you've got a lot of money, bills are no problem to you anymore.
Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah.
You know.
That's what I mean. Like, being comfortable financially or having financial security is a blessing in that regard, where you don't have to worry about certain things that other people might have to worry about on a day-to-day basis or a month-to-month basis, if you see what I mean. Like you said, like paying their bills to them makes no difference to them financially, if you see what I mean. They're like, you know, the amount of money they have when they pay their bills, it doesn't really even affect their money in any way, or you know.
I think, like, if you're lucky enough to be a sovereign citizen,
yeah,
you won't pay any bills at all. That's that. You know, you live on you own the coin.
Mm.
If you know what I mean.
Mm.
You own the mint.
Mm.
You know,
Mm.
so you don't pay bills.
Yeah.
You know, that's for us.
Yeah.
If you see what I mean.
But there's so many people. There's not so many people. There's a lot of people out there, mate, that are so wealthy to the point where they don't even see their own bills.
No, that's what I'm saying.
They have people in charge, like financial accountants.
Well, yeah, you're talking about.
Sorry, financial advisors.
You've got
they have their
people,
own accountants, where they don't. So there's people out there that they don't even see their bills and shit.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
Their bills get directed towards their accountants.
Some people do get financially free. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, you talk about sovereign people. They're different kettle of fish completely.
Oh yeah, that's different. Yeah.
If you're born sovereign,
Mm.
you won't even. You know, you don't have to get accountants to do your bills for you.
Mm.
They're free of all that. They own the coin.
Mm.
You with me?
Mm.
You know, that's what world we're living in, alright? If you're lucky enough to be a sovereign citizen, you're free of everything in a funny way, you know, we're paying for them.
I was just gonna say, mate, we are sovereign citizens.
Well, we are, yeah, we are.
We have declared ourselves sovereign citizens.
Yeah, you can do if you want.
You know?
You're free to if you want, you know.
You are a sovereign citizen.
But officially on paper, we're not.
We're not. Officially
on paper, we're not.
But we have declared ourselves sovereign citizens.
We can do, but you know,
we are free. We are free to abide by our own laws and our own understanding of life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Forevermore. Amen.
Would you like to have your face on a coin?
Nah.
You know, that's circled around everywhere. You know, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wouldn't want it. I wouldn't like it. You know, personally, but there you go. But that's the world we're living in. That, you know, those people that own on the other side.
Yeah.
They don't think about the things what problems we got.
Yeah, they haven't got they've got different problems.
Yeah.
But they haven't got the problems that we have, like you said. They live a completely different, totally different life. You know.
Yeah.
Totally. I think it better to go off.
No.
Totally different existence to what we live. You know.
No, I mean like Prince Andrew, whatever, you know, and all what he did, whatever, but he still got away with it, whatever. He paid £11 million, whatever.
Yeah.
But money talks, money pays.
That's what it is.
It's disgusting, really, when you think about it. But there you go.
He paid it off outside. It basically got concluded outside of court. You know, they sorted it out outside of court.
Yeah, that's
paid her off, and
it's crazy.
She's I'm sure she's probably quite content now. She's got £11 million, and.
But you know, like these sovereign people, it's not their fault. You know, it's just this is the way what we're all born into. Do you know what I mean? Where, you know,
well, that was his fault.
No, I know that. I'm not talking about
that. That was his fault.
I'm talking about being born as a sovereign citizen. Right? You're not.
Oh, you don't have a choice in the matter.
Nobody's got a choice. Do you know what I mean?
You didn't get a choice as to who you were when you were born.
No.
I didn't have a choice when I was born as to who I was. You know, no one gets a choice. Your parents fall in love, not always, but most of the time. Sometimes it does happen where people have one-night stands and children come from one-night stands too. You know, or other things too. But generally people fall in love, get freaky,
It happens.
Have unprotected sex. Before you know it, sometimes it happens on the first time, if not after a few times, pregnant. You know?
Yeah.
And it's simple as that.
Yes.
9 months later, hopefully, the baby comes along, everything's fine, natural birth, everything's alright, gives birth, baby's healthy, yada yada yada. Baby's there.
And then 2 days later they're arguing a little bit, you know.
Not always. It's not.
No, I'm just sort of saying, you know, yeah.
Yeah, during that time you've got to support your woman more than ever. You know? Especially if they had like an epidural or stuff like that too. You know? Have one of those epidurals, mate, that can take them off their feet for like 4 or 5 days, can't even walk. You know?
I've been there, you know, because
I mean, yeah, I know.
The first child I had,
yeah,
he's 30 now, he was she had to have a epidural.
Yeah.
And it's quite weird, really.
Mm.
Then my next 2 children were born naturally, you know. And they are.
Oh, you're talking about cesarean.
Sorry, yeah.
About cesarean.
What am I talking about? Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
What am I talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah, see,
epidural is the pain, is like when they give them the injection.
Yeah, I'm not really intelligent with the medical world.
Injection in the back, like for the pain.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's what I was.
If you see what I mean.
She did have to have one of them, by the way. So
Oh,
that's
well,
why
yeah.
I got confused.
But she said, oh, so I see. So then she had a cesarean afterwards, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
If you see what I mean.
Makes sense. Yeah.
You know, but I experienced that. You know, and yeah, it's different.
Sometimes they can't walk for like a few days and stuff like, and not only that, but like they say it takes about a woman 18 months to fully recover after giving birth. You know, because it's like a lot. They say it's almost like the pain that they go through is like the equivalent of like X amount of bones being broken in your body at the same time. Like multiple bones being broken at the same time. They said that's what the pain level, pain threshold.
Well, I don't know whether to believe them or not.
Yeah.
I don't believe them. I don't think it's painful at all to give birth. I don't think.
No.
I think they're all lying.
He's going to upset a large portion of people, mate. You're going to upset the feminists. You're going to upset women in general, mate.
I'm only joking.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, a lot of women out there. Some women.
Well, I guess for some women it can be very quick. Like after the first child, sometimes they said that after that it can be quite quick, but generally with the first one they say it's much longer and more painful.
I wouldn't want to experience it, but that way.
But imagine, just think about it: a whole human being at 9 months, 9-month-year-old baby coming out of coming out of you, you know.
Yeah.
You've got to respect women, you know.
Yeah, I remember, you know, every time I did make a woman pregnant, which I did, you know, I looked after her. In a very big way, you know.
Have to, mate. And the baby at the same time.
I was running around the shop and getting orange juice and all kinds of things, you know what I mean? And getting the best stuff possible, you know. Doing the best I could, you know what I mean? Look after her and my baby, do you know what I mean? You know, it's quite remarkable, isn't it, that, you know, that this kind of, you know, we've got this world we're living in, which, I mean, we could have been born on a different planet, really, when you think about it, yeah? But we're born on this world, you know, and there's what it is. We've got male and female here, you know, and females are different to males, you know, in thought, in maybe a little bit, you know.
Yeah,
not always.
Yeah, not
you know,
always.
not always, but you know, we're females are humans as well. You know, they've got bones in their bodies, hands, you know, whatever, you know. Nose, they can smell.
They're human.
They can smell bananas, you know, same as man.
Yeah.
You know, do you know what I mean? You know, they can sing or whatever, same as man, you know, musicians.
You and me just like us, but just different chromosomes.
But
you know?
they have got different, I suppose.
Genetic makeup.
Yeah, you know, like the way they care about another human being.
Well, women are maternal too, because